This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Well, good morning. Thanks for getting up with us on this Saturday morning. I'm Tim Gordon. This morning on Sunrise, a new twist on a popular scam, how crooks are using AI to prey on new victims. Plus, a teenager who was drunk behind the wheel faces the tough consequences of a deadly crash. We hear from some of the people who had their lives changed forever. But first, let's check in with Chris McGinnis for a quick look at the forecast. Chris?
And let's give you a quick look out over downtown Portland, Tim. The live look from our Wells Fargo sky camera showing the sun shimmering there over the Willamette River. It's nice to see a little sunshine out there this morning, right? All right, that said, we do have a couple blips on the radar scope right now. Some sprinkles showing up along the North Oregon and South Washington coast, Astoria, and up towards the Long Beach Peninsula. A couple of sprinkles in the higher terrain of the Cascade foothills. Snow levels today, by the way, between about 4,500 and 5,000 feet. Over the last 3 hours, you can see a little smattering of rain trying to work its way up through Lincoln County and into Benton County. So you folks in Polk County, west side of Salem, you might get a drip or two of rain here in the next hour. And of course, we get the sprinkles through the Cascade foothills in Lynn and Marion and Clackamas County, excuse me. Very, very light stuff out there. But the point is that our chance of rain today is not zero, but I don't think most folks are going to see much for most of our day today. It is 50, last check at PDX, it's 49 in Hillsborough, and so it slips south into the Willamette Valley right now. Upper 40s pretty common. Kaiser, Salem, Huntsville checking in with 50 and can be at 49 at last check. So with that in mind, temperatures generally on the cool side today. Remember, our normal high this time of year is about 67, so we're not going to be anywhere, approaching that today, probably 62 to 64. I've got the shower chance in the forecast, but again, Tim, any rain that we see today and probably tomorrow will be on the light side. I'm going to try to narrow down the window of when the best chance for rain is and also have a look ahead to what is a very warm 7-day forecast. More on that in just a bit.
All right. Thanks a lot, Chris. We'll see you soon. Well, new this morning, Portland police are investigating reports of shots fired last night near Southwest Jefferson and 11th next to the Plaid Pantry there. A witness tells us that she heard about 7 gunshots and saw a man who appeared to be hunched over. Now, police have not yet confirmed if anyone was hurt or if the shooter is in custody. Well, this morning we have a warning for you over so-called imposter scams. Someone calls you pretending to be someone they're not, maybe a relative or a police officer, and demanding help, usually in the form of money. Now, while we hear about these all the time, new technology, including AI, is making those lies more convincing than ever. Alma McCarty has one victim's story.
The biggest mistake I made was answering a robocall.
Zoe says she's not one to answer the phone if she doesn't know who's calling.
But this number called me a couple times and I was like, okay, maybe someone's in an accident or something, or I need to address something. So I answered and immediately this person is on the phone.
The caller posed as a law enforcement officer, giving her a name, a badge number, and reading back her personal information, like her mailing address and full name.
He gives me these 2 warrant case numbers, here's your file or your case number for missing the court date, and then here's your case number for missing or for being in contempt of court or something. It was much more official sounding than what I'm relaying.
Official, urgent, and convincing. Zoe just wanted to do the right thing.
I don't want to have this hanging over my head.
The scammer gave her a name of a judge, a phone number to call back, and a dollar amount. $5,000 for missing a grand jury summons.
At this point, he's like, the payment process that we have is through Zelle, so you have to set that up. And again, unfortunately, I don't have familiarity with Zelle, but the only thing I know about it is that it's advertised in my banking app.
After going back and forth for a while and sending over $2,000, she finally realized it wasn't legit.
And it feels so dumb now to be like, I gave this person my bank account number.
But she's not alone. The Oregon Judicial Department issued a warning Friday of bogus phone calls, emails, or texts on jury service that may lead to fraud. Officials reminding people that state and federal courts do not require anyone to provide sensitive info through these channels. And while Oregon courts may provide jury notices or reminders by text, these will not request personal information, make threats, or demand money. And as scammers continue to use these older tactics to target people, new technology is making their cons even more convincing. The FTC put out a warning earlier this year about scammers now using artificial intelligence. They're able to copy a person's voice to demand money. So now, even if a person on the other end sounds like a loved one, it may be fake.
As attackers get more familiar with these technologies, what they can do with it, how to operate them, we are going to see an increase in scam attacks.
Nightmare. I hate it.
Experts say vigilance and skepticism are key when you're asked for money in any form. Don't trust caller ID. That can be faked. And when in doubt, hang up and call the person back using unknown number.
Zoe's working to get her money back, but it is proving difficult, especially with Zelle. She tells us she wanted to share her story in hopes that others don't fall for this scam.
I hope that this is, also a reality check for community, other young members to make better decisions.
Now, that is a Washington County Sheriff's deputy severely injured in a life-changing crash after the young driver who sent him to the hospital received his sentence. 2 teenagers were also killed in that crash, with the then 18-year-old who was behind the wheel. Friday, he apologized to their families as he learned he'll spend the next 25 years in prison. Last April, Xavier Rodriguez was driving drunk when he slammed into Deputy Mike Trotter's vehicle near the corner of TV Highway and Maury Boulevard in Beaverton. Trotter was badly hurt, so were 2 teen passengers in Rodriguez's car. 2 more teens in his vehicle, Matthew Amaya and Juan Aguilera, were killed. Here's Deputy Trotter's reaction to Rodriguez's apology.
His apology is great, but in the end, his decisions led to the loss of lives and challenges in my life.
Now, the victims' families spoke before sentencing, essentially saying they forgive Rodriguez. The judge urged Rodriguez to think long and hard about why he was spared in that crash and put that to good use. Well, for a 3rd day in a row, the Oregon State Senate could not do its job on Friday. Most Republicans didn't show up to work in the Senate chamber. That kept the Senate from having enough members to operate. Senate President Rob Wagner warned that June 25th is the last day of the session, and with lots of work still to do, he is ready to work every day of the week if necessary to get it done. Meanwhile, Republicans continue to claim bills on abortion and gender rights and gun safety are not legally written, despite the nonpartisan Office of Legislative Counsel saying that they are.
To every single one of you, I respect your right to have a different opinion and for us to disagree. But disagree here, on the people's floor.
It was worse today. Yeah, they ring a little hollow because he doesn't want to fix it. He just wants to ignore the problem that we are not complying with the law.
Now, the Senate will give it another try later this morning. They're scheduled to be in a session at 9 o'clock. Still to come on Sunrise, a psilocybin therapy center in Eugene can soon open its doors to customers. They got the state's first license. We'll take you there coming up. And did you know you can watch Sunrise anytime that you want on KGW+. All of our news is on Roku and Amazon Fire. Just look for KGW and add that app to your home screen. Stream Sunrise on your schedule.